right, episode 4. This week I'm once again joined by a friend of the channel, Mr. Abraham from Totally Random. And he saw Captain Marvel, so we didn't have to. So we'll get his thoughts about that movie. We also talk a little bit about Alita Battle Angel. And we also talk a little bit about that Zack Snyder Director's Cut event, which is coming up very shortly. All that and much more. So enjoy the show, kick back, grab a snack, and let's get into it. Welcome all. Back with me again is Totally Random. And we're here to talk about movies in DC, of course. But first, we got to talk about Captain Marvel. I know you have your review and everything. And if people haven't seen that yet, they should go watch it.
Yeah.
But with just some quick thoughts. What are your thoughts on the movie? I haven't seen it, but you have.
Oh, it was like one of the worst MC movies. It's probably the worst MC movie I've seen.
Nice.
I mean, it's so boring. That's the thing. It's just so boring. I mean, the plot may have been like, I don't know, maybe the plot would have been good. I don't know if someone else directed it, but the movie, the way they did it was just so boring. I mean, I never get sleepy through movies, but I mean, I was getting tired, like somewhere in the middle of it. I don't know. Like it started out good, but then it just like Brie Larson and her, like she can't keep the attention of people for long.
Yeah, she seemed very wooden in her acting from the trailers.
Oh yeah, some critic described her as aluminum, and I was like, spot on.
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to put myself through that. Take the bullet for us.
I tell people, I'm telling so many of my friends, just don't even bother like spending your money for it. It's really boring. It's not, you don't even have to watch it for Endgame. Like the best part of the movie is like the mid-credit scene. That's it. Everything else is just completely stupid and boring. I mean, kind of like it F's on the whole history that they've set up in the MCU. That's the funny part, because they started S.H.I.E.L.D., in like the first or second Iron Man movie, and they were coming up with the name. In this movie, apparently S.H.I.E.L.D. has already existed for like since the 90s. So I don't know what they're doing with that, but
it's almost like they don't have a plan.
Yeah, I know. People think they don't have a plan. They're just thinking about, trying to beat Wonder Woman or something. That's all they're thinking about right now.
Yeah, they're like, they got a female movie. We got to get our female movie.
Yeah.
Tying into Avengers.
That's all they're trying to think about.
But I instead went to go see Battle Angel, Alita, which I think you saw already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, way better. Like,
oh yeah, they show you how to do a proper like female character, like how to develop a character, like. Yeah. And then the critics are bashing that movie, but they're like trying to praise Captain Marvel. But it's like, yeah, this shows you how to do it, but you're not gonna give it any praise for that.
Yeah, it's clear they're shilling out for Disney right now because they don't want to lose the next film, which is Endgame. They want to go see that early, right?
I don't think it can affect it, but I mean, I feel like they want Captain Marvel to beat out Wonder Woman. That's what I feel, because they think, oh, we're better. We should be doing it. I know let's take this like character that they've tried to sell in the comics for like forever and failed, and let's try and bring it to Wonder Woman's level, which is like so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of these reviewers, I don't know if you heard that podcast where that guy was talking about how reviewers will say they like a film even if they hate it, just because they want to see a screening, just because they don't want to lose out on the next screening. And that's all I'm thinking with these critics. Like, how do you give Alita a 60% and Captain Marvel's an 80-something with the audience scores like a 30-something? And that's after they delete 50,000 reviews, and it's still like in the 30%. It's
jumped back into the 50s, but yeah, I mean, we've known this stuff's been happening for a while. This has been happening for DC for like since since Man of Steel or BVS especially. That's when it was happening.
But at least the audience scores for BVS, like when it first came out, it was in the 70s,
Yeah. The thing with like the Marvel and MCU movies, like if you look at how many people go to or give their review, like the audiences for both like Man of Steel and BVS compared to like another Marvel movie, there's so many more people who give a review for like BVS and Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Like I remember it was like 300,000 or something for, I don't know if it was Man of Steel or BVS, but comparing it to like Iron Man, which had like 50 or 30,000 or something.
Yeah, because people really care about voicing their opinions about BVS.
Yeah. Yes.
It has that much of an impact.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't just like a throwaway film. People kept thinking about it after the film, whether they hated it or liked it.
Yeah.
They were talking about it years after it comes out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
which
definitely.
they won't be doing for this Captain Marvel film.
Oh no. I just want to know. I just want to see what like. They're still calling it trolls and stuff with the people giving the reviews, but I mean, it's not trolls. Like I tried to post a review for Captain Marvel and they deleted it. I just would
Wow.
not appear. I don't know why. I'm like, I've tried a couple of times. It just won't go up there, and I'm just like, I'm not a troll. I mean, I wrote an honest opinion about the movie, y'all.
That's hysterical. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
At least we have another Captain Marvel film coming out that's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be better.
Shazam. I mean, I understand people are saying it looks fun, but I mean, it looks definitely like a more of like a movie that's going to draw people in.
Yeah.
Like Zachary Levi looks like a cool guy you want to see on the screen, but Brie Larson just looks like the opposite. Like she just wants to kick you out.
Yeah. She wants to kill all white men. That's the look she has.
Yes.
But yeah, Shazam is coming out soon. The real Captain Marvel, of course. And
yeah, like a month.
you saw the most recent like trailer, right, and everything?
Yeah. I saw the most recent trailer.
I really like the humor in the movie. I think it's like gonna fit well with what's the story being told and stuff. And we know Shazam's not a serious character anyway.
Yeah, because he's a boy in a guy's body. So,
but I really think this is gonna be like a huge like turning point, because like Aquaman made $1 billion, right?
Yeah,
And Captain Marvel comes out and it's a wreck, right? And then you have Shazam, another DC film that's probably gonna get close to that $1 billion mark because it really has that family vibe about it, where you can take your whole family to go see it. A lot of people are gonna go see it. It feels like a turning point. Like people are starting to hate on the MCU. They're starting to see the formula.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially Captain Marvel. Like this first weekend. I mean, I'm kind of surprised, but I mean, at the same time, it's not surprising because because of the way they end Infinity War. So you expect people to want to see Captain Marvel just to see how she plays in the Endgame. But after this weekend, and a lot of people are just like, "Yo, that movie was not good," and then they'll go tell all their friends and everyone who hasn't seen it yet, and then no one's gonna go this next weekend. That's what I'm feeling. It's just gonna have a huge drop, kind of like Solo, because Solo had that huge opening weekend too. But then like the next week and everything just dropped because no one wanted it. No one cared. And I wish they would push Shazam up. They should push it up like a couple weeks ahead because I mean it's going to have to compete with Endgame.
That's right.
That's why I'd push it up. I mean, you can definitely get people to go to your movie instead of Captain Marvel because I mean Captain Marvel. Just look at all the audience stuff. People don't like the movie.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge drop. It's next weekend for sure. They need to release Shazam earlier because I was just thinking about that. It's only like a month away from Endgame, I think.
Yeah, I would have pushed it like to this upcoming weekend. I mean, honestly, it would completely just splosh Captain Marvel. I mean, I don't understand. I'm surprised at how it did outside of the US so far this weekend, but I don't think like next weekend, like in China, no one's going to be going because I remember they had the same thing for The Last Jedi. They had it for like one weekend and then the next weekend no one showed up and they just pulled it from theaters.
I don't think it's going to last more than like a month, that Miss Marvel movie. Like it's gonna fizzle out real quick.
Yeah,
which makes this 0 for 2 for Marvel because the last movie before this was Ant-Man and the Wasp, which underperformed for them, of course.
Well, actually, it didn't underperform quite. I mean, it did
Justice League numbers, right?
Yeah, but the first one made 500. This one made 600. It just didn't go as like it made like 200 something here in the US and made like 160 or something and with the first one. So I mean it wasn't expected that much. But I mean the thing is it took a while for it to like get, to the 600 or whatever mark because like it opened up the markets completely different. But I mean it's just like a movie that no one cared about,
Yeah. I mean that's what it feels like. Because I mean that had an Avengers Endgame tie-in too, right?
Just at the very end, but I mean, no one was thinking about it when you're watching Infinity War, though. But everyone was thinking about Captain Marvel because at the end, with the little tease at the very end with Samuel L. Jackson, they are all like, "Oh crap, that's Captain Marvel," and so everyone's assuming like she's gonna have such a huge role in Endgame. But then when they see the movie, they're like, "Oh shit!" They're like, "Nope, I'm out. I'm done. I hope she dies in Endgame or something."
And I feel like this is what's gonna turn people against the MCU because I think they're trying to get her to be like the major hero, right? Like the person who defeats Thanos.
I've heard a lot of backlash from people saying if she's the one who takes down Thanos, they're just like, they're like, I'm done, bro. They're like, they said it should be because everyone says it should be Iron Man or Captain America or Thor, one of the main the original characters. Like they should be the one to take down Thanos.
And if they were smart, it would be Iron Man because he's the one that started the whole universe, right?
Yeah, I feel like it should be Iron. I mean, I'm assuming it's got to be Iron Man because he's not in the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man trailer. So I'm assuming he's definitely going to die. But I'm assuming he should be the one to kill Thanos or something. I mean, if it's Brie Larson, I mean, I'm gonna be pissed though. I'm gonna give a middle finger to the screen and just walk out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they would even try that, especially after this movie performed. But we gotta think about it. They've already shot Endgame. Like it's already done, right? Like they can't change anything right now.
I've heard they've had like 2 versions of it or something, but Captain Marvel having apparently like a bigger role in one version, and the other version she doesn't have really much of a big role. But they're trying to see it based off of the Captain Marvel movie right now does.
And it's probably not going to do that well for them. I mean,
it's at 455 million from this opening weekend, but I just cannot see. Huge. I think it's just going to drop hugely, because I remember Green Lantern. It had like when they came out back in 2011, had like the huge weekend, but then like the
200 million.
It had such a huge drop.
And it ended with like 300 million.
Yeah, I know, man. It's hard to compare to this, but like Man of Steel and BVS had similar things where like they had the huge opening weekends, but then they had like the drop. But it wasn't. I think this one's like gonna be like Solo, where it has the huge weekend here in the U.S. and then it just drops because no one cares for the movie. They've heard that it's not that great and they don't want to waste their money.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to waste my money either on this. But yeah, did you see the early reactions for Shazam and stuff?
Oh yeah, I saw them. I keep hearing fun, very fun movie.
Yeah, right. That's every review. Everybody, that's all they say. They all have like the same goddamn opinion.
I'm just glad though. The movie needs to have some positive hype. I mean,
it's definitely.
And it sounds. And I got kind of one review I saw where they were saying how it's like David F. Sandberg puts a lot of scary moments in the movie, and that got me really interested because in the trailer you don't get the sense that it's like has any scary stuff in it, but I'm interested to see now if they have any scary moments in the movie.
Right, like people were saying it's like the 7 deadly sins, like that's what's gonna be scary, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, wait, what's like how's that gonna be scary? Unless they do flashbacks or something, the 7 deadly sins are just gonna be fucking statues. Like how is that gonna be scary?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see it though.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it either. I'm gonna be there opening day for sure. Wearing my Snyder Cut shirt, of course. Because we're still waiting on that. I mean, about the event coming up and everything.
What weekend is that?
That's March 22nd to the 24th. So not this coming up weekend, but the weekend after.
Okay, yeah. I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're going to get some news no matter what comic movie marks are going. So we're going to know something.
Oh, yeah. Film Junkie's going to, and I think Chris Wong Swenson's going to.
They better all get like a group photo.
Yeah, they should all get together. That'd be really awesome to see that.
Major hype for this.
Yeah, definitely.
But what would you want to see happen at that event?
I mean, at like the last day, if BVS is the Ultimate Edition is the last day, right?
Yeah. Last day.
Yeah, if they do something, I mean, he like says something. I don't know. The thing is, he's gonna, because there's a Q&A session, so he's going to get asked about the Snyder Cut no matter what. So he probably has to know he's gonna get a question. I don't know what he's gonna say. That's the thing I want to know. I just want to hear what he has to say about it because he's gonna get the question asked no matter what. The question is, how is he gonna respond to it?
Right. He has to have something prepared. He can't just ignore it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like prepped or something. Because he knows that's when people think of Zack Snyder, they want to know what about the Snyder Cut. Even if people don't know about the Snyder Cut, they want to ask him, what's the Snyder Cut,
Yeah. And he's constantly likes, people's release the Snyder Cut posts all the time,
Oh, yeah. I've seen he does it a lot. I mean, I've now been looking more and more. I see him like, oh, wow, he actually liked that. He liked that post. And I'm like, it's got to be coming out sometime. But
eventually he has to read what they're saying. At some point, it's just curiosity. He's gonna be like, what do they say? Oh yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. But I hope we get some kind of trailer or like teaser, something.
Yeah.
Or an announcement. Just him saying that it's a possibility would be fucking amazing, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, what other DC news are you looking forward to? Did you hear about Idris Elba being cast as Deadshot for Suicide Squad 2, or rumored to be cast? I don't think it's official yet.
I don't like him as much, but I mean, it's if they want to do it, go for it. But it's not as bad as with Ben Affleck. But I mean, Will Smith's the better actor, obviously. But if Will Smith can't do it, then sure, why not cast him?
Yeah, I mean, I think Will Smith was like the main draw of the first Suicide Squad movie, at
Oh yeah,
least that first weekend. But yeah, I like Idris Elba a lot. I think he's a really good actor. I was hoping he was going to get James Bond at some point.
I know, but I was hoping Henry Cavill would play in James Bond. That would
Oh,
have been cool to see that. But
he's a great British spy.
yeah, I think isn't Daniel Craig still doing? Or they're supposed to make another one. I think I'm assuming Daniel Craig is still playing it, but I don't know.
Yeah, but other than that stuff, I wanted to talk about something, but I forgot what it was. Should have wrote it down.
I've been planning to make my spoiler review of Captain Marvel, and I had to make like this huge freaking list for the movie because there's so much crap in it.
Right,
like, just so much. You just want to like tell people like this is bad, this is bad, this I don't know how this made it into the movie. I mean, but yeah.
That's what I did for what Infinity War. That's what I did for Infinity War.
Yeah.
Just every little problem, I just fucking wrote it down, and it was like 3 pages of notes.
I've been watching like other reviews of it because there's stuff in the movie like I forgot about, and I wanted to talk about it. So like I'm seeing all these other stuff that people are saying. I'm like, oh yeah, that stuff I wanted to talk about. So I've just been like going along and watching these and just putting down the points that I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Everyone go check that out when that comes out. But can we talk a little bit more about Alita Battle Angel? Because it's still on my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What about when that dog dies and she wipes the blood underneath her eyes? Do you remember that part?
Yeah, I remember that. I can't remember how exactly. I remember they were in the bar and it happened. But I mean, I remember I didn't care much for like the writing of the like the overall stuff because I know James Cameron wrote it. I really like Alita's character, because you could feel for her at the end when
yeah.
Who's that? The dude that she liked
Hugo,
when he died. When Hugo like dies, you could feel for her. That's how you know she's a good character.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of messed up how they cut off his head.
I thought it was like little. I mean, weird, but it was like, it's okay. I mean, they're trying to save him. But I hope they make a sequel.
Dude, it totally ends on a cliffhanger. It ends with like the movie about to start.
Yeah, you see Edward Norton looking down, and then you're like, oh crap. I thought it was cool though that dude what he like takes over people's bodies and like talks. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was dope. When the dude was dying, he's like, "This looks like a fatal wound." That was a big funny moment.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't think it made a lot of money. But I mean, that's what happens when your movie doesn't have a fucking Marvel logo in front of it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's released around a crowded time. I mean, they have How to Train Your Dragon, like the Lego movie, and then I mean, obviously now Captain Marvel. But I mean, it's still doing well outside of the U.S.
So I hope we get a sequel for that because that was fucking amazing.
I mean, as long as it keeps making money outside of the U.S., it should have a sequel.
Yes, it should.
But the thing is, I don't know if James Cameron will be like back to like write the script and produce it because he's focusing on the Avatar sequel. So I don't know.
They get Robert Rodriguez back. I think that'll be good enough.
Do you think how much money do you think Shazam's gonna make on its opening weekend?
Dude, I would hope it makes around $100 million. I mean, it needs to have a big opening weekend to make a lot of money because it doesn't have a lot of time before Avengers comes out. So yeah, I'm hoping it's like around the $100 million mark. Yeah, especially coming off of Aquaman, it did big.
I mean, it's got so many Easter eggs in the movie, DC Easter eggs within the movie. Like you see Batman, you see Superman stuff, all of that. So I mean, and it just the factor, when you play a trailer and it just has that thing about it where you want to see it because it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, every trailer's been good, and they've only shown like 2 trailers. Like, they haven't oversaturated anybody with it.
Oh yeah, I like David F. Sandberg. He responded to someone saying, oh, you didn't put enough in the second trailer, and then he said, I'd rather get that complaint than get the complaint about, oh, you just showed us the whole movie within the trailer.
And I like that a lot about how they've done the marketing. And I hope it's good enough. I hope enough people are interested in it. It's a new idea, a kid in a superhero body. People haven't seen that before in a movie. At least I can't remember.
I mean, I don't think there has been a movie kind of like this. Like, it's like sort of fun, but it still has the like bad guy sort of element to it. Because I'm interested to see Dr. Savannah with Mark Strong, how he plays the character.
He's a great actor. I mean, he's going to kill it.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to be awesome in it. But I'm just so interested to see how it does it, you know. And the movie looks like it's really shot well. Like David F. Sandberg looks like he knows, like he's getting his like the way to shoot the movie. You know, when he jumps off the building, you know, and when he says Shazam, you see the shot of the city and him flying off.
Yeah,
it looks really well. And then the shot where you can see it's like similar to Man of Steel, like Zod and Superman fighting. Yeah, you see them both fighting in the air. It looks very similar to that.
A lot of flashbacks to Man of Steel. Watching that trailer, fight through the city. I think that shot where he's jumping off the roof, that might be like the ending shot of the movie. That maybe because you know the sun's setting, and
possibly
it looks like a nice finale shot.
Yeah, possibly.
But yeah, I think that was hysterical when he catches the bus. And he's like, you injured all these people. He's like, but I caught it.
But I caught it. Actually, the one part I was chuckling at was when he says leap buildings in a single bound, and then he jumps off and like just runs crashing the building. I was like, oh wow. I remember in one of the other trailers, he was like charging people's phones. He was like, your phone's charged, and then he accidentally, I don't know, he like broke some other guy's phone.
Yeah, he was like, what the hell, man? Dude, I think that's gonna be pretty good. Like it's gonna be very entertaining for sure.
I mean, I feel like this has got to be in the like. As much as I hate Rotten Tomatoes, I feel like this is gonna be in the 90s, definitely. Audiences, I think audience is gonna be in the 90s. Like unless they really like butcher stuff within the movie, like the trailers were just deceiving. But I don't think that's the case. But I feel like it's just gonna be in like the 90s, and audiences are just gonna love it.
Well, after what happened with like Alita Battle Angel getting a 60%, like I think Shazam's gonna be like in the 70s or something, just like Aquaman, you know.
I don't think. I think it'll be higher. I think it'll be higher like Wonder Woman's. Unless they do, you know, with Aquaman, they had like the writing problem, you know, the issue times like that.
Yeah.
Unless they have a problem like that, then if it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like. That's what I think. I feel like the writing seems good based on like the way they've showed us in the trailers. So I'm assuming it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, they've shown a bunch of jokes in the trailers, and they all seem to work. I hope that's just not like all the jokes, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that's what they did with Aquaman. Like this showed like there are two big jokes in the trailer.
I mean, those jokes weren't even funny. That's the thing. I was like, okay.
But they definitely, you know, when you see the trailer, it falls flat in the theater because you've already seen it before. Yeah, I hope we don't get that with Shazam. I hope there's like a lot they haven't shown. It seems like that because there's only been 2 trailers. But yeah, I can't wait for that. That's April 5th. What other DC projects are coming up? Oh yeah, Joker. Yeah, man. It's still going here.
I'm interested to see whenever they release like a first trailer for that.
It should be coming up soon. You think they're going to attach it to the Shazam movie?
Are they still filming the movie? I haven't really paid attention.
No, they got to be done. The movie's coming out in like what?
Probably have something. Probably have something by then, I guess. Then.
Oh yeah.
They have. They have to have something by then.
If not, then it's going to be Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, yeah.
You know. But definitely, like that'd be a great spot to show the first trailer for the Joker, get people hyped.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you know Joaquin Phoenix is going to kill it. He's going to be like Heath Ledger level. Like it's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about when Jason Momoa's when he said that when he was running through he was at Warner Bros. And he did that where he ran through the hallway and he was saying like y'all got no idea what's coming.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he has to be talking about something DC related. Because, I mean, if it was just for Dune, I mean, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense because he's running out of an office with a DC logo on it.
People have been saying that. I'm like, that's nothing really for us to get excited for.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Dune's going to be a good movie. They have a good director and everything, but, like, that's not, like, he's not a big character in the movie. He's not, like, the main role or anything. So, and it's not like
any no actor would be that hyped, you know?
Yeah, for Dune. Yeah. Oh, it's Dune. We got Dune, man. Yeah.
And, like, they could also get kicked off the film at any moment. So, like, they're not going to ruin their chances by, you know, being overexcited for something.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but yeah, he was super excited running out of DC Warner Brothers, and I can't believe it's just for an Aquaman movie. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we all knew it's like, yo, dude, you crossed $1 billion. We know we're getting a sequel for this movie, no matter what. I mean, they're making a Trench spinoff. We know it's nothing. It can't be with like Aquaman. Even if it was like you extending your deal with Warner Bros. I mean, that's not anything for us really to get excited for. Because I mean, it's like, yo, we already knew that. Because I mean, why would they kick you off when you just made us $1 billion?
Right. I mean, like we all know those sequels are coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be excited because maybe they told him like their new outline of films. Like, and
And it's
we have
probably
no idea what's coming because they're planning on a Flashpoint film or something like that, or something that's
or
going to be
something, yeah. That's
huge
I was thinking
Justice
something
League.
epic,
Yeah,
some like epic Justice League storyline that they're just started planning that they're gonna involve with like the next DC films.
yeah,
You
it could
know,
be something
because
like that.
something that plays along with Wonder Woman when 1984 when it comes out. Because with they pushed that back, so they're probably trying to incorporate that within that movie and try to like I don't know build it up. I don't know. That's probably maybe what he's been excited for.
Yeah, I mean that could definitely be the case. If it was for the Snyder Cut, that'd be insane. I
I mean,
think
that's the only thing. That's the one thing I'm like. It's like that would feel like it because he's. I mean, we have no idea when that's coming out, so that would make perfect sense.
yeah,
And we know how much he wants to see that, or he
yeah,
wants to release that. He's talked about it before,
yeah.
but
Like you remember, like I think it was like a few months ago, maybe like last year. There was some kind of Wizard Con or something that he was at, and he was telling fans to like not give up on the Snyder Cut or something like that. And like we weren't
oh yeah, I
believing
heard.
it, right? Because like we didn't have any footage of Jason
Oh
Momoa
yeah,
talking about the
oh
Snyder
yeah.
Cut at all.
Someone said that he heard him say, was it Justice League was good, but Zack's cut was better.
Yeah. And like after seeing like his reaction on that like MTV interview where he's like, "Fuck yeah, I want to see it." Like he totally
Yeah.
said all that. Like
And then he says in like the other interview, he says, well, in Zack's cut, it ends up or whatever. He says the part where he says in Zack's cut, that thing too. He always references
yeah.
like Zack's cut, and then he says like Zack Snyder picked me, the legendary Zack Snyder. I wouldn't be here without Zack Snyder. I feel like it's got to be something along that lines, but
I mean, you definitely. I mean, he's very thankful for Zack Snyder because
oh yeah,
no director was casting him.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people wouldn't want to have casted him earlier because I mean he's just such a great actor and he has that like thing about him that draws people to the movies.
yeah, he's got that star power about him, like Will Smith would have or something like that when he was first
You see,
starting and
like
stuff.
I mean, like the way I guess you say Dwayne Johnson has whenever because
Yeah,
like, even if all his movies are bad, they always seem to make like decent amount of money.
because people just like watching The Rock
Yeah, just
do
watch
his
him
thing.
like kick people's ass.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason wrestling was so popular back in the early 2000s. They like to see
Oh
The
yeah.
Rock
Oh
and Stone Cold. Yeah, I think Jason Momoa is definitely going to be there at the event. When Zack Snyder was talking about he's bringing some special guests. I mean,
oh yeah. It's
I
I
would
feel.
hope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Oh, that would be so awesome. Oh, I'd be so jealous. I wish I would be there if he was there.
I would hope it's like Ray
Jason.
Fisher and Jason Momoa and stuff like that. Jay
He
Oliva.
said cat. Well, he said Cass was going to be there, right?
I don't
Like
know if he
cast and
said
crew.
that. I think he just said special guests.
Oh, I saw somewhere saying casting crew, but I mean, if I feel like Jason Momoa and Ray Fisher would be there. Like Ray Fisher, I feel like for sure would be there.
Because like, what
The
else
only,
is he doing?
the only people I would feel who wouldn't be there are like Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill, but everyone else I feel like they would straight up come.
Yeah, but other than that, has there been new news today?
Oh, not today. Oh, there was that thing with Zach's son, or I saw where he
Oh yeah,
people were
Eli
like
Snyder's
Eli
comments.
Snyder.
What were
Yeah.
your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think he was. I think he obviously is talking about the Snyder Cut, but I mean, I don't know when. I forgot what he said. He said something. Do you remember what he said?
I think he said total optimism, good things are coming soon, and then he put an hourglass next to it. Uh,
So like, yeah. Oh yeah.
and
Time
people,
to wait.
comment movie marks were saying like he was just being polite, but I think
Maybe.
I think there's more to it because the guy's comment to him, he specifically says like waiting 2 years, right? And 2 years
Yeah.
ago, Zack Snyder was working on Justice League. Like literally this time 2 years ago, he's still on the film. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't know how that could be confused by Eli Snyder, right? Uh, like he
Yeah.
has to know exactly what he's referencing right there. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing that makes me think that Eli Snyder is trying to tease at something.
Yeah. I think
Maybe.
so.
Or maybe he's just talking about this Zack Snyder event. Maybe that's the good thing coming soon.
Maybe. Or he's talking about after what was it Army of the Dead whenever that starts filming, and then whatever he's planning afterwards, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of things it could be, but I think it would be amazing if it was for the Snyder Cut.
I'd lose my head if I'd be screaming. I'd probably make a video of me just screaming.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be so hyped when it eventually happens because it's inevitably gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, no director's cut ever has had any kind of
this
support like
much
this.
people supporting it.
Yeah, for years.
And then you could see like where they show clips of the movie, like Justice League. You could see people just in the comments saying like, "Yo, I wish they would release Zack Snyder's version of this because this is just not what we were supposed to get." Or like a lot of people say I liked it, but what I've heard is that what we were supposed to get was a lot better.
Yeah, it definitely was supposed to be a lot better. It's amazing that some people think it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, it's like, yo, this one dude who worked on the film said it exists. So how does it not exist?
Yeah, what more evidence do you need? Like we have like tons of deleted scenes that they never released. It's just a bunch of deleted scene clips that are online everywhere.
And
like
it's like the Ray Fisher one with the football game. I mean, like the VFX is all done in it. And it's like clearly it's out there.
Yeah, it's there. It's finished in some form, sitting somewhere. It has to be, or at least it's very close. We're talking like maybe like a couple shots that aren't finished, but pretty much the whole film is in a timeline and it's done.
Yeah, and maybe like the music, but everything else is like pretty much done. I mean, they had so much time. That's the thing. There's so much time before he like stepped down.
Yeah. I mean, Junkie XL had enough time to do the whole score, and funny enough, Junkie XL actually did the score for Alita.
Oh yeah, he's done pretty good with like the recent movies he's done.
Yeah, I love his his work. I think he does a bunch of great soundtracks and stuff.
I like the part where they're in the in the arena in Alita in the movie. They have like that, I don't know, it's like that rock and roll sort of music they have. It sounded pretty. I think they had it during also like the end credits too, but it sounded pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a good music selections and stuff. I would love to hear what his Justice League theme was. He had something,
He had to have something awesome. I mean, I bet Hans Zimmer probably sort of helped, not like directly, like, but probably gave him some like advice or something on what to play as like a theme.
Yeah, he definitely probably incorporated Superman's theme in it. The Hans Zimmer one.
Definitely. Definitely.
That was probably the biggest insult in the theatrical. Was like they used the John Williams theme.
And it wasn't even like the good, like they used like just a fraction of it in like a twisted way, and that was it.
Like really, they're gonna use that as his resurrection moment?
Yeah. And then seeing Batman fighting the parademons, you hear like the music. It sounds like just Cinderella music when he's fighting, and like the intro. I'm like, what is this?
It's so bad. I mean, I still haven't bought Justice League on Blu-ray.
I think I've watched it like twice. One was like to show my family, and that was it. The other time was when I saw it in theaters, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to pay me to watch this movie again.
I'm not gonna watch that until I get the Snyder Cut or that Black Suit edition. A fan edit. When's that coming out?
Oh yeah, I've seen some. I don't know. The thing is, I'm not getting. It's not like I'm setting this in a bad way. I'm just getting tired of seeing all the fan cuts because after a while of seeing all of them. Because at the end of the time, I'm just like, I just want to see Zack's version. You know, all these fan cuts and stuff. I mean, yeah, they're great. They're definitely better than what we got in theaters. But at the end of the day, I just want to see what Zack Snyder did.
Yeah, I want to see what he did too. And I'm surprised there's been so many fan edits. Actually, most movies don't get this. Even with bad movies, like people don't bother to do fan edits of them. But Justice League, you get a bunch of different edits, especially with this Black Suit edition. That's I don't know when it's coming out, but I want it to come out because the guy keeps releasing clips that are very awesome.
Very
like
good.
like he's able to take shots from other films and fit it into the movie with just editing. It doesn't even cost him anything probably.
Probably.
Besides time, it probably takes a lot of time.
It probably takes a long time to do it.
Yeah, but that's the thing I'm looking forward to. I just read some Aquaman news about the Aquaman sequel. Patrick Wilson is saying that Ocean Master won't be the main villain in the next film, and I think that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
I was gonna say that's pretty obvious. I think we all know it's gonna be Black Manta, but
yeah, I mean, like anything, we're gonna see Ocean Master in a jail cell. Like, that's what
I think he'll be like, he may actually even help her some way in the movie. I don't know, but
maybe.
It's so obvious he's not gonna be the villain.
Yeah, like I don't even know why he had to say that.
I think it's probably going to be similar to, not quite the same, but similar to Loki and Thor. Where Loki's the bad guy, but then at the end he's like he becomes, I guess, not like not the good guy, but just starts helping in a way. But I'm excited for the next Aquaman movie. Yeah. I just pissed that it's gonna coming out in 2020, 2022.
Yeah, I mean it's
so freaking long.
Because you know why? Because they weren't expecting it to do so well. You know, they weren't really expecting to go right into a sequel.
I mean, do you know how old Jason Momoa is gonna be when the time that comes out?
Yeah,
he's gonna be in his 40s. I'm just like, you guys gotta start thinking about like how old these guys are gonna be. I'm just worried. I just wish they'd hurry up and start on it because I mean, people want to see the sequel.
Yeah, they're gonna lose all the momentum they have, like especially coming out 2022. You know,
what's coming out after this year, like next year? Is it just Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman and some other. Is it Birds of Prey?
Is it Birds of Prey? Like frick. I mean, obviously not next year. No, don't put in 2020, but 2021.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if they started on Aquaman this year, they could definitely get it out by 2021.
They have plenty of time because I would say 2021, maybe like December or something, and you have pretty much like 2 years, around 2 years, and definitely from right now, you have definitely over 2 years to start. Like you could write the script right now, start it, and then have it ready by like the end of the year. I mean, perfected out and whatnot. Then you can start filming like next year.
I mean, that's perfectly what they should do.
But instead, they're gonna wait 4 years. I hope it's nothing to do with James Wan, because James Wan seemed like he wanted a break from
it's Aquaman. Probably a bitch to shoot the movie because they had to do it all on green screen and wires and shit like that. It's probably a lot of work. He probably doesn't want to jump right back into it again.
Well, I was about to say that's like with Zack Snyder. He would like after Man of Steel, they immediately started doing BVS, and after BVS, immediately they started doing Justice League. So that's one thing I have a problem with James Wan. I wish you like if you signed on for this, you know, like hey, if this does well, they're gonna want to immediately do a sequel. So be ready. That's one thing I've just kind of annoyed with it because I want them to immediately go ahead start working on it. You know the way they're doing with Wonder Woman, they immediately like started it. Patty Jenkins was like, yeah, I've already got ideas. We're working on a script already. And this is like 4 or 5 months after the movie was in theaters. So, but it doesn't matter as long as they give us a good movie.
Snyder actually, I mean, the reason why like BVS and Justice League were shot so close together because they had a fucking plan, you know? They knew exactly what they wanted to do. And the thing that threw everything off was the critical reaction to BVS. If it was just average reviews, you know, there would have been no changes. Like it's because they review bombed it. The critics review bombed it, you know. Like
it's not. It's like first of all, it's not bad. I mean, I understand if it gets mixed because they cut out 30 minutes of the movie, but it's not bad the way they're just saying it.
It's not 26%, and Captain Marvel is an 83%. You know. That does not make any sense at all. You know, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Have you seen Captain Marvel? People are like, they gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 for like the rating. Yeah. But then you can still choose whether you want the review to be like a rotten review or a fresh review. And they'll give it a fresh review, even though they gave it basically like a half, like a 5 out of 10 rating.
Yeah. Which is an F for those in school still. But yeah, man. What other superhero films or films in general are you looking forward to? I think Dark Phoenix for me is like the main one.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely going to see that movie. It's gonna be like the last X-Men movie we get before Marvel, before Disney and them take it over
and water it the fuck down.
Yeah, they're gonna make jokes, and I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with Wolverine. It would be really cool though if I don't know how the Marvel comics are. If they had like like the way DC they have like the multiverse and stuff. If they like transported or something, went across like another.
I mean, they steal everything from DC anyway, so you might as well.
So, I mean, I'd be kind of pissed if they did that though. But at the same time, I'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna give it to y'all. That was pretty good. If y'all like do that in like Endgame or something, you bring Hugh Jackman in or something at the very end from another
Michael Fassbender's Magneto.
Yeah.
The Quicksilver and stuff. Even though they already had a different Quicksilver.
Yeah.
That died, and we all cared so much when that happened, right? Right. Oh, we were all devastated when Quicksilver died in Avengers.
I really like. That was one. I didn't like what was the Age of Ultron. That wasn't that great of a movie.
I'm pretty sure people are long forgot that Quicksilver died in that movie. Yeah.
It's like it's like who's Quicksilver? Isn't he an X-Men? It's like, oh no, he was in the Avengers movie for one film, and then he died too in the same film.
Yeah. But for superhero films that aren't MCU, X-Men, like that's my favorite franchise. I really liked how they rebooted it with First Class, and they, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse. I even liked Apocalypse. I didn't really see a big problem with it.
I didn't see a problem with it either. I heard all the people like, oh, it's a bad movie. I went and watched it. I was like, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, my initial reaction, I thought it was better than Days of Future Past, but I saw the flaws when you watch it a second or third time. But I thought, I'm like, this is still a good movie.
Yeah, I love the ending with how they they kill the bad guy Apocalypse by melting his face or something like that.
Oh yeah, I don't know, whatever Jean uses like her powers or something.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Melts him off. Yeah.
I thought that was great. I mean, that's something you wouldn't really get in an MCU film.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't get anything that takes chances. Fuck. They have to have BVS come out first before they decide to make Civil War, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you read about that? How the script for BVS leaked out?
Got leaked. Yeah, I heard people said it was Jeff Johns who did it, or like they said someone leaked it out, and they were saying it was Jeff Johns, but then they were like, no, it wasn't Jeff Johns.
Yeah, that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, why would he want to give the competition?
No, I think it was him because he was like annoyed because he wasn't happy with what they were doing with Superman, because he wanted the Reeves version. He wasn't happy with he couldn't do anything until Christopher Nolan left. When Christopher Nolan left, that's when all the problems started happening.
Yeah, because Nolan was like the guy protecting Zack Snyder. They couldn't
say he told Zack Snyder what to do when he hired him. He's like, "This is how we want Superman to be and whatnot," and stick to that version of him, and that's what he was doing. And then once he said, with BVS, because I don't think they wanted to do like a Man of Steel trilogy, but Warner Bros. Wanted the whole the cinematic universe to go ahead and start. So that's when Nolan was like, "Yo, I'm out after BVS." He was early. He was there early when it started, and then he was like, "Yep, I'm out."
He was the main guy protecting Zack Snyder from the executives.
The executives, they couldn't do anything because Nolan's like the big dude up there. He's just standing there. You can't. It's like when you're at work or something, and you all your you have like a bunch of Jewish coworkers who are like mess with you all the time. But then when your boss walks in, they're all like, they all start acting nice all of a sudden. Oh, yeah. That's how it is with Nolan. Nolan walks in, they're all like, oh crap, can't mess with Zack right now.
Because Nolan made $3 billion for Warner Brothers.
Yeah. And he's making his next film's supposed to come out like next year, I think, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year. I forget what it's about. Like, what was the synopsis?
I don't know. It's kind of under. No one said anything. I heard someone say it was like a romantic adventure or some sort of combination between two popular old films, like some event. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I saw the word romance in it and like sort of adventure or something, but I don't know. Well, that's probably going to be awesome though.
Yeah, I'm sure. Every film he makes is very cinematic and very well executed. Even if they're not like the greatest films of all time, they're still really good to watch. Like I heard a lot of people bitchy about Interstellar, and
I thought Interstellar was the best movie ever, but that was me.
Great.
Because it's one of those movies you can watch over and over and over, like BVS, and you'll learn more and more stuff.
Yeah,
you get like the stuff, like the plot holes or plot stuff you may get confused about. They actually when you listen in as the movie goes, you'll figure it out, like how it's already it answers the questions.
Yeah, I remember when Inception came out. I remember being blown away by that and getting the Blu-ray and watching it over and over.
I didn't go see that movie in theaters, but my sister told me that movie was amazing. So when I got it on Blu-ray and I watched it, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
How did he I was like, oh crap, how did he do this? Where did they come up with this plot?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. And when you look into it, really break it down by word and scene by scene, it starts to make less and less sense. But I'm not gonna hold that against Christopher Nolan. As long as it's a good movie and a good film.
And him and Hans Zimmer, whenever they're together, their movies always turn out to be awesome.
Visual orgasms is what I call them. But yeah, I hope one day Nolan comes back to do a superhero. I know he says he never wants to do one again. I think he said something like that. But
he seems kind of like Quentin Tarantino. When Quentin Tarantino wants to do these certain films his whole career and then retire. I feel like Nolan wants to do all these certain type of films and then sort of, I guess, retire.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
go out Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
That's what Stanley Kubrick did in like the second half of his
Yeah.
career. So I mean, we got two good directors: Zack Snyder with Army of the Dead next year, right? That's next year, right?
Yeah. Netflix.
And then you got Nolan next year with his film. So a lot of good films coming up.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. Oh yeah, isn't Steven Spielberg, isn't he supposed to do a DC movie too? Black Hawk or
Yeah, that kind of like faded away, didn't it? Like I haven't heard any
people
news
forgotten
about
it, but he still I think signed on for that.
Yeah, I think he is still signed on for it. But
I mean, you can't tell Steven Spielberg, hey, you're not allowed to do this movie.
Yeah, but it's a question of like if he really wants to do it,
Yeah, I mean, it's a war movie essentially. So I was like, oh, that's why he's doing it.
Yeah, because I for people who don't know, like when Steven Spielberg was a kid, his first like home videos that he made were like World War II films about pilots and stuff.
Yeah.
So Black Hawks is like perfect for that. But I don't know if it's like going to tie into a larger DC universe. I don't know if that's like going to be the point.
Whatever Steven Spielberg wants, that's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, but yeah. Anything else you want to talk about here?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right, well, yeah, we talked for a minute here. Tell people where they can find you and stuff, where they can find Captain Marvel review. I'll probably put a link to it also.
Yeah, it'll probably come out though, tonight. So probably, or I guess this video comes out tomorrow. Probably you said so. Yeah. I guess this will become, or the review will be coming out though tonight, or on Sunday.
That's it for now. Thanks for everyone for joining us. We got Snyder Cut coming up soon. Everyone just stay in there, hang in there, and 2 weeks from now we'll know something for sure. That's it for now. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.
A child without an eye made her mother cry. Why ask why? She kept her child clean on Buckingham Green. The children saw the eye as a sign from God descending from the sky. It was all right to dream of Buckingham Green.